All right, what's good, y'all? My name is Ferris Abanil, and real quick before I start, I want to apologize if the audio is kind of bad. I just moved into a new apartment, so there's literally no furniture in here. So I'm gonna assume it's gonna be a little bit echoey on the audio, but today I kind of just want to talk to y'all about how to achieve elite mental focus using 3 simple steps because mental focus is something I used to struggle with a lot as a kid, and more specifically, the root of the problem was brain fog, right? Because every single day I dealt with brain fog, and if you don't know what brain fog is, it's kind of like your mind is cloudy. You can't really focus no matter how hard you try. And what that did to me is made me feel like I was unconscious mentally every single day, and it felt like my mind and body were detached from each other. And I just felt like it required so much mental effort just to do anything in my day. And it was the most frustrating thing ever because every single day felt so unproductive to me. Like I would tell myself I was gonna do like this task today. Like I had when I was in school, like I had hella homework to do. Like I would always procrastinate till the very last day. And when it came to doing that last assignment, I waited to the very last hour. So it just became this compounding effect of procrastination. And it all stems from the root problem of being the brain fog that I dealt with that made me so unproductive. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So number one is something I call carb backloading, which isn't very that uncommon. It's very, very common when it comes to brain fog. So initially you have to understand why you have brain fog in the first place. And at least for me, like it is very situational based on what you do in a day, like how much mental focus is required in the task that you have set up, what your diet looks like. But just to help you out broadly and in a generalized point, your diet is the main reason why you probably deal with brain fog. And to me specifically, like I ate highly processed foods growing up. So dinners to me would look like the pasta boxes that I got from the store with hella marinara sauce. I put sometimes ground beef in there. Sometimes I loaded up with hella cheese. Like that was a normal dinner for me almost every single night. And if it wasn't, if I was feeling good, I would hit the Chick-fil-A drive-thru and I'd get like a number one large fry, milkshake too, like highly processed stuff, I'm telling you. And I thought that my body was able to handle it because at the time I was playing a lot of basketball, so I was burning a lot of calories in my day. But just the simple fact of me putting highly processed food into my body, like the food that is Chick-fil-A, right? It used to be just the chicken, but it added so many preservatives, so many artificial ingredients to the so-called chicken that it doesn't contain any of the essential nutrients that your body needs anymore. So the simple thing that I did to really achieve mental clarity and mental focus was just sticking to single ingredient whole foods. It's as simple as it sounds. I'm not talking about like just eating a potato, like that's a single ingredient food, but I'm talking about like everything you eat should just be what it is. There shouldn't be anything added to it. Like for example, the breakfast that I just had, I start my days off every single day like this. I have sirloin steak, which I'm gonna put you on right now. You gotta stop treating breakfast as breakfast and just as a meal. Like I would eat eggs for dinner sometimes, and that's not abnormal to me because I just treat meals as meals instead of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's meal 1, 2, and 3. So I don't care what I eat for it. It depends on how I wanna feel that day. So because I have a lot of cognitive functioning tasks today, I am going to limit my carbs as much as possible, carb backloading. So my breakfast, my meal 1, if you will, looks like sirloin steak, eggs and avocado, and then a fruit bowl on the side. I ran 6 miles this morning, so I'm gonna carb load a little bit just so I can recover from the run. But it typically just looks like healthy fats and proteins. And with that breakfast specifically, what are the ingredients to my breakfast? Eggs, steak, avocado, and fruits. It's not added nothing, bro. Like I didn't hit the Dunkin' drive-thru and read a whole Bible worth of ingredients on the donut, you know? So just sticking to limit your ingredients as much as possible. And a little side note, a little tip, if you are grocery shopping and you are trying to stick towards single ingredient whole foods, look at the ingredient label. The best foods, they won't have an ingredient label because the ingredient is what you see. But if you wanna know if it's clean or not, look at the ingredients of the food that you purchase and see if you can pronounce any of the ingredients on the label. If you cannot, you probably shouldn't be putting it in your body. And then specifically with carb backloading, just means that you want to limit your carbs as much as possible until your last meal of the day, because carbs should only be used as fuel. If you are not training in your day, like I'm running a marathon, I'm training for a marathon. My marathon is next week actually. So I use carbs as fuel. Like this is very essential for me to use carbs. But if I wasn't training at all, I probably wouldn't eat any carbs at all. Like I would honestly stick to under maybe 150 grams of carbs a day just because I don't need them. I literally just treat carbs as fuel and nothing else. So number 2 is decision fatigue. So what I mean by this is if you're continuously making decisions on decisions, like every single day you make thousands and thousands of decisions, either consciously or subconsciously. The thing is that you want to limit it as much as possible. So what I mean by this is something simple that I do, right? Is before the night before, right? I always put out the clothes that I'm gonna wear to train with out so I don't have to decide what I want to wear in the morning. And then I always plan the 3 to 5 needle moving tasks that I need to get done the night before. And all I call that is just planning out tomorrow today. And what you want to do is actually prep before you do the task. So you don't have to think about the task when you're doing it. Because the way I see it is that the easiest way, I know this because I know myself, the easiest way that I can get through a task that I really don't want to do and I just want to get it over with is not think about it at all. So if I do all of the prep work up before I do the task, I don't think about it at all, which makes it 10 times easier, and it makes it so I can actually stick with the task. So for example, if you have homework due, right, you want to prep yourself up, like set a time of intention. Like if you're going to get it done at 6 p.m., or even 5:55 p.m., like set a timer and like turn off all your phones. I literally put both my phones in a different room when I have to really focus on a task. And I just focus solely on that task. I block out everything else. I block out all the noise, all the distraction, because every single time that I have a distraction, it takes me away from the goal. And something that I've done too is have a little, I'll show you right now. But I apologize because this doesn't have batteries in it, but it's like a clock, right? And I just set like how long I think the task is gonna take me plus like 10 extra minutes, because obviously like if you do a task that you haven't done before, you gotta give yourself some time to actually learn what you're doing so you can streamline the time that it takes to do it. But it's literally just a clock. So if I think a task is gonna take me 30 minutes, I set it for maybe 45 minutes. And every time that I get distracted, every time that I put my focus away from the task, I stop this. That just makes it so I'm fully locked in while I'm doing the task. And I actually know like I'm using my time intentionally. And just think about every single task that you do habitually every single day. So for example, your wake up time, and basically just make it so you don't have to think at all when you're doing the task, because you wanna operate from the subconscious mind. Because the good thing about the subconscious mind, which is like, if you don't know the subconscious mind, imagine you're driving on a highway for 30 minutes. The last 15 minutes of that drive, you really just don't remember anything, but you got to the destination. That's because you are operating from autopilot. So the good thing is that you can leverage that for tasks that you do every single day. So for example, your morning routine or evening routine. So make it so you operate from the subconscious mind by just setting up those tasks for yourself. That way you're not thinking about what you're doing when you're doing it. You just get it done and you don't think about it. And that way, all of the important decisions that you actually have to make every single day that aren't like a everyday kind of decision, like, hey, I need to make the right decision today. Like it's an important thing that's gonna lead up to the next compounding events, right? It makes it so you're so much more intentional. It makes it so you actually pick the right decision. And the last thing, which I think is honestly the most important thing about achieving elite mental focus, is going on a dopamine detox, because your dopamine receptors are very, very sensitive. And if you are scrolling on social media constantly, like if you made it to this portion of the video, I congratulate you, because that means that your dopamine isn't fucked. But if you are constantly scrolling, as you know, our generation, it has a very, very low attention span, so it's very hard for us to focus. So if you are trying to achieve elite mental focus, but you constantly scroll on social media and you're training your subconscious mind to react in seconds, then how do you expect to focus on a task that takes minutes to hours? You just cannot do that, so you wanna limit that as much as possible. Now, I will say, like, it's very, very hard. Like, social media is a blessing and a curse, because you have information, you have access to information like this and so much more, but also you have access to a lot of bullshit that just takes away your attention and focus and overall your energy and your mood, right? So I will say, when I wasn't posting on social media, I was going through a heavy dopamine detox where I literally didn't have any social media for 9 months. And I will say confidently, it was the most peaceful and most like relaxing solitude months of my life, just because I had no distractions, just because I wasn't focused on the outside noise. I was just focused on myself. I'm not saying like if you have social media for your work or if you actually need it, and like don't justify it. If you actually need social media, then you will get off of it. But try to limit it as much as possible. Like you've seen app blockers. I have an app blocker myself, but I don't care what people say. Like it doesn't work. I mean, I do use social media productively, but it's very hard to stay productive with the app blocker. Like it's something that you're gonna kind of veer around and you're gonna justify in the moments where you get your time on the block, and you're gonna say like just the next extra 5-10 minutes, whatever. But the best thing about this life is that you have control over your own thoughts. And if you have control of your own thoughts, then you have control of your own free willpower, right? So if you use that free willpower to limit your social media as much as possible, I promise you your attention span will be maximized and your focus will be so clear that any task to you seems literally unbothered to you. So that is the 3 main things that I would really say to enhance your focus. And if you found any of the stuff I said today helpful, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And my name is Ferris Abenil, like I said in the intro. But if you want to get on a call with me to talk about your exact situation and how we can implement systems put in place to literally make it impossible not for you to fail, and just achieve mental focus, mental clarity in weeks towards your exact situation, then go ahead, there's a book a call link in the description of this video, and get on a call with me and we can chat about that. But other than that, I appreciate y'all watching this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.